In the heart of a bustling New York morning, the sleek black sedan idled at the curb of a brownstone building in Manhattan. Eleanor Moore, a 55-year-old art dealer with a poised demeanor, slid into the back seat. She glanced at her reflection in the rearview mirror, her silvery blonde hair perfectly coiffed, her makeup subtle but flawless. Her driver, Alex Carter, a 20-year-old with sun-kissed skin and warm hazel eyes, greeted her with a charming smile. "Good morning, Ms. Moore. Ready for the trip?" Eleanor nodded, her usual calm masking the slight flutter in her chest. Alex was young, vibrant, and effortlessly handsome. His energy contrasted with her composed and sophisticated life, and she found herself intrigued by him in a way she couldn't quite explain. Their journey was a 3-hour drive upstate to an art gallery where Eleanor had an important meeting. As the car merged onto the highway, she opened her tablet, intending to review her notes, but her attention kept wandering to Alex. His hands gripped the wheel with confidence, his posture relaxed yet attentive. To break the silence, Alex started a conversation. "Do you ever get tired of the city?" he asked, his voice casual yet engaging. Eleanor glanced up, surprised. "Sometimes," she admitted. "But it's home. I've lived there all my life. What about you?" "I grew up in a small town," Alex said, his eyes flicking to the rearview mirror to meet hers briefly. "New York is exciting, but I miss the open spaces sometimes." Their conversation flowed effortlessly. They talked about art, travel, and life. Eleanor learned that Alex had recently moved to the city to pursue a degree in architecture and was working as a driver to make ends meet. She admired his determination and passion. As the miles rolled by, the initial formal boundaries began to blur. Alex's quick wit and genuine interest in her stories made Eleanor feel lighter, younger, as if the weight of her responsibilities had been momentarily lifted. When they stopped at a scenic overlook for a break, the autumn landscape stretched out before them in a tapestry of fiery reds and golds. Eleanor stepped out of the car, inhaling the crisp air. Alex joined her, standing a respectful distance away. "It's beautiful, isn't it?" he said, his voice soft. Eleanor turned to him, her gaze lingering. "It is," she said, though her eyes weren't on the view anymore. Their eyes met, and for a moment, the world seemed to pause. There was an unspoken connection between them, a spark that neither of them could deny. The rest of the drive was quieter, but the silence was comfortable. When they arrived at the gallery, Alex opened the door for Eleanor, his hand brushing hers as she stepped out. The brief touch sent a jolt through her, and she saw something flicker in his eyes, something that mirrored her own emotions. Over the following weeks, their interactions became subtly charged. Eleanor found excuses to take longer drives, suggesting routes that allowed for more conversation. Alex, in turn, began to look forward to their trips, his heart racing at the thought of seeing her. One evening, as they drove back to the city after a late meeting, Eleanor spoke up. "Alex, do you think it's foolish to feel a connection with someone much younger?" He hesitated, choosing his words carefully. "I don't think feelings are foolish, no matter the age difference," he said, his voice steady. "But I do think it takes courage to act on them." Her heart pounded at his response. For the first time in years, she felt vulnerable yet exhilarated. A few days later, Eleanor invited Alex to an art exhibit she was hosting. It was a bold move, but she wanted to see him in a different setting. When he arrived, dressed sharply in a tailored suit, she barely recognized the young man who had been her driver. Throughout the evening, they gravitated toward each other. Their conversations were deeper, their smiles more genuine. By the end of the night, as they stood in the quiet corner of the gallery, Alex took a deep breath. "Eleanor," he said, his voice soft but firm. "I don't want to overstep, but I can't keep pretending I don't feel something for you." Her breath caught, and for a moment, she didn't know what to say. Then, with a courage she hadn't felt in years, she stepped closer. "You're not alone in that, Alex," she said, her voice barely above a whisper. The gallery faded into the background as he leaned in, their lips meeting in a gentle, hesitant kiss. It was a moment of pure vulnerability, of two people defying the odds and embracing a love that transcended age and convention. Their relationship wasn't without challenges, but together they navigated them with honesty and grace. For Eleanor, it was a second chance at love. For Alex, it was the beginning of a journey he had never imagined. In the end, it wasn't their age difference that defined their story but the connection they shared. A reminder that love, in all its forms, is timeless. And that's where we'll take a quick break. Before we continue, if you haven't already, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on the bell icon to stay updated with our latest content. Also, let us know in the comments below what you think. Your feedback really helps us. Now, let's dive back in. After Eleanor and Alex's relationship began, life changed significantly for both of them. Eleanor's friends and family quickly noticed the difference in her demeanor. She was glowing, happier than she had been in years. But their relationship wasn't something everyone easily accepted. Eleanor's daughter, Sophie, who was very close to her mother, was taken aback when she first heard about Alex. "Mom, he's 35 years younger than you," she said during a lunch meeting. "Are you sure about this?" Eleanor, calm but resolute, replied, "Sophie, I understand your concern. But Alex makes me feel alive in a way I haven't felt in decades. It's not about age, it's about how we make each other feel." Sophie sighed, unsure of how to respond. She wanted her mother to be happy but couldn't ignore her apprehensions about how society would perceive their relationship or whether Alex's intentions were genuine. Meanwhile, Alex faced similar challenges from his peers. His college friends teased him relentlessly, and some even questioned why he would pursue a relationship with someone so much older. But Alex, mature beyond his years, stood firm. "Eleanor is amazing. She inspires me, supports me, and treats me with respect. Age doesn't define what we have." Despite the external pressures, their bond only grew stronger. Alex started introducing Eleanor to his world, inviting her to small gatherings with his close friends and even showing her his architectural projects. Eleanor, in turn, shared her passion for art and her business expertise, mentoring Alex in ways that helped him excel in his career. One pivotal moment came during an art gala where Eleanor was receiving an award for her contributions to the art community. She invited Alex as her guest, and although she worried about the judgmental whispers, Alex's unwavering confidence reassured her. That night, as she stood on stage delivering her acceptance speech, she glanced at Alex in the audience. His supportive smile melted her doubts. "Success isn't just about achievements," Eleanor said, her voice steady. "It's about the people who inspire and stand by you. Tonight, I want to thank someone who has reminded me that life is full of surprises, no matter your age or circumstances." Alex beamed, his admiration for her evident. Over time, Sophie came around. She saw how Alex treated her mother, with care, respect, and genuine affection. "I just want you to be happy, Mom," she finally said, hugging Eleanor. "And if Alex makes you happy, then that's all that matters." Their journey wasn't without challenges, but Eleanor and Alex embraced them together. They learned to ignore the judgment and focus on what truly mattered, their love and mutual respect. Years later, during a quiet dinner to celebrate their 5th anniversary, Alex raised a toast. "To the unexpected paths life takes us on," he said, his eyes locking with Eleanor's. Eleanor smiled, her heart full. "And to the courage to follow them." As their glasses clinked, it was clear that theirs was a love story not defined by time but by the depth of their connection. A reminder that love, in its purest form, knows no boundaries. After 5 years together, Eleanor and Alex had built a life that defied convention. But their journey was far from smooth. While their immediate families had come to accept their relationship, the world outside wasn't always so kind. One afternoon, as they strolled through Central Park, a photographer snapped their picture. The next day, a tabloid headline screamed, "Age-defying love, 60-year-old art dealer and her 25-year-old beau." The article was less kind than the headline, full of snarky remarks and invasive speculation. Eleanor was mortified. She had spent decades building a respected reputation in the art world, and now her personal life was fodder for gossip. "Alex, maybe this was a mistake," she said one evening, tears glistening in her eyes. Alex took her hands in his gaze steady. "No, Eleanor. The mistake would be letting other people's opinions dictate our happiness. I'm with you because I love you, not because it's easy." His words reassured her, but the public scrutiny forced them to make some changes. They avoided high-profile events for a while, choosing quieter moments. Picnics by the Hudson River, movie nights at home, and weekend getaways to small towns where no one recognized them. The turning point. Their love, though strong, wasn't immune to doubt. On a rainy evening, Alex came home looking troubled. Eleanor immediately noticed his unusual silence. "What's wrong?" she asked, her voice soft. Alex hesitated. "I had a conversation with one of my professors today. He suggested I shouldn't tie myself down so young, that I should focus on my career and think about my future." Eleanor's heart sank, but she forced herself to stay composed. "And what do you think?" Alex walked to the window, staring out at the rain. "I think I'm already where I want to be. But it's hard when everyone keeps telling me I should want something else." Eleanor walked over, placing a gentle hand on his shoulder. "Alex, I never want you to feel trapped. If you ever feel this isn't what you want, I'll understand. But know this, I've never doubted us. Not for a second." Alex turned to her, his eyes filled with emotion. "That's the thing, Eleanor. I've never doubted us either. I just hate that the world thinks it knows better than we do." That night, their bond deepened. They realized that while the world might never fully understand their love, what mattered was that they understood it. Success and growth. Over the years, Alex's career blossomed. With Eleanor's mentorship and his own talent, he started his own architecture firm, designing innovative buildings that earned him accolades. Despite his rising fame, Alex always credited Eleanor for helping him believe in himself. Eleanor, too, found a renewed sense of purpose. Inspired by Alex's creativity and passion, she launched a new initiative in her art gallery: mentorship programs for young artists and architects. Together, they hosted events that combined art and design, bridging their worlds in beautiful ways. Their love story became an inspiration to many. Over time, even the media narrative shifted, with articles focusing less on their age difference and more on their professional achievements and shared vision. The grand gesture. On their 10th anniversary, Alex planned a surprise for Eleanor. He took her to an unfinished building, a project he had been working on in secret. "This," he said, leading her inside, "is for us." The structure was a modern yet timeless design, with large glass walls overlooking a lush garden. Alex explained that he had designed it as their retreat, a place where they could escape the noise of the city and be together. Eleanor was speechless. "Alex, it's beautiful. But you didn't have to." He interrupted her with a smile. "I wanted to. This isn't just a house, Eleanor. It's a symbol of what we've built together, something strong, unconventional, and filled with love." Eleanor felt tears welling up as she embraced him. In that moment, she realized that their love wasn't just a story of romance. It was a story of partnership, resilience, and the courage to defy expectations. A love that endures. In the years that followed, Eleanor and Alex continued to navigate life together, always supporting each other. Their love aged gracefully, proving to everyone, especially themselves, that true connection transcends time, age, and societal norms. They often joked about the day they met on that fateful road trip, calling it the journey that changed everything. And as they sat together on the porch of their retreat, watching the sun set over the horizon, they knew their journey was far from over.